Whether or not I would develop asthma in response to an allergy depends in large degree whether I am around the thing that I am allergic to, whether it be cat dander or dust mites or a certain type of pollen or a certain chemical I am exposed to in the workplace. My likelihood of becoming allergic to something is also determined by the variations of certain genes that I inherited from my parents, like the interleukin 13, which determines class switching to IgE, and the IgE receptor. So not only are there genes and environmental factors which influence my allergies and thus my asthma, one must consider the combination which I have. If I have genes which predispose me to being allergic to cat dander, but I am not around cats, I will not develop asthma. So it is the gene-environment interaction which helps determine asthma risk. Whether or not my T cells and my immune system react against something in an inflammatory fashion depends in part on how they mature. And this is determined both by the environment, such as the number of germs I'm exposed to growing up versus whether I live in a sterile environment, and also a number of genes such as the toll receptors that dendritic cells use to present to maturing T cells. And so, my predisposition to react in an inflammatory fashion is determined both by genes and environment and the interaction between them. Which combinations I possess is then important. The number of eosinophils going to my airways will not only have a role in remodeling the tissue and the onset of asthma, but also the severity of the asthma. And this is determined not only by the immune reactions with environmental stimuli, which would increase the number of eosinophils, but also a number of genes, such as interleukins 3 and 5, and the granulocyte macrophage colony stimulating factor. Variations in these genes can also then have a role in the number of eosinophils, which might make one more likely to develop asthma.